What's going on? It's Coach Williams, and today we're back for another episode of Ballhawks VR. And today we're going to step into the perspective of the players once again in cover 2. So we're going to go over all the alignments, all the assignments, and all the things that you need to be able to do to be successful in a cover 2 defense. And now when we do this, I want you to really step into the perspective of the players. Imagine that you're Jair Alexander out there on that number 1 receiver and getting ready to take care of business. So without any more delay, let's get started. What's going on, Ballhawks? Here we are in VR, and we are going to break down the cover 2 defense. So first things first, we want to understand and know that this is a middle of the field open coverage, okay? So we have 7 defenders down here near the line of scrimmage in the box to be able to defend the run. So what that means is it's more of a defense that we want to use against the pass, right? So if a team is in a position where they're going to throw the ball. And so in the future, we'll do a little bit more formation adjustments and stuff like that. But for now, we're going to do an obvious passing formation, a balanced formation, doubles formation. It's a 10 personnel, 1 back, no tight ends formation, okay? So the first thing we want to do is we want to understand our pass rush and run fit lanes. So for now, we'll say that the rush linebacker is coming off the edge. Have the tackle go here in B gap, have the nose go here in A gap, and we'll have the end coming off the edge in C gap over here, okay? So our corners in this defense are the force players, okay? So, all right, let's learn this new trick. We're gonna get rid of him, and we're gonna step into his spot. It's cool, isn't it? So, the corners are the force players. And what that means is we're the ones setting the edge. We're the ones who we're gonna say it's the 21-man rule. We're gonna have 21, there's 22 football players on the field. The corner is one of them. We want 21 guys inside, right? So what we wanna make sure that we do, select this guy here, is if he comes to block me, I wanna squeeze him down. I wanna use my inside arm, keep my outside arm free, and squeeze him down in formation. I don't want to get upfield, right? Because then I get out leveraged, right? If the run comes this way, I'm not setting an edge. I'm taking myself out of the run play. I want to squeeze this block down, okay? So that's very important when you're in this spot to understand that you do not want to run upfield. That's not a good position to be in, okay? So that is how we're gonna play it. On the opposite side, the corner is also gonna be a force player as well. It is a mirrored defense. What's going on over here is going on over there, okay? So those are spots, right? And then we have our 2 inside linebackers that are gonna go with flow, right? If it's a up the middle run, then they're gonna fill these open gaps here, okay? So those are our run fits, okay? So now, we want to understand what's going on in the pass game. So let's get rid of him again. Okay, so we want to understand what's going on in the pass game. And similarly, I like to say the force player, the corner in this position, is also going to be kind of like the force player in pass, right? So we don't want this receiver to be able to release to the outside of us, right? So if he's trying to get outside, we are gonna fight to keep our leverage, stay on top of him, and not let him get to the outside, okay? And oftentimes, you'll see young corners, right? Where if this receiver gives you a move and then releases to the outside, they'll turn their back. Can't do that. Cannot turn your back to this receiver. We gotta make sure that we're always staying to the outside and fighting for our leverage. Because again, we wanna be able to have vision of the field. We're reading from 1 to 2, okay? So if 2 comes out, now we've got to make sure that we are out leveraging him, right? We don't want him to be able to get outside of us, or we don't want the ball to be thrown with our back turned and we can't see it. The other thing that's important here, and we'll zoom out, bring him back, and we'll zoom out and we'll show you a concept here. This concept is a common concept that teams use against cover 2, and it's called smash, right? So it looks like this, right? And this guy, let's run a 7 cut, right? Corner route. Let's select these two and get these on the ground. So that's a very common concept that we get in this coverage. And what's important for this corner here is when we get that, we don't want to get sucked up on this hitch here, right? We don't want to get sucked up on it. What we want to do is we want to move, right? Follow, track that number 2 receiver, because it's really important for us, and we'll understand it a little bit more once we get into the safety's responsibilities. It's really important for us to play this from high to low, because we want to force the quarterback, if he's going to throw this, that he's got to throw it over our head, right? We do not want to put ourselves in a position where we're stuck over here. Safety has been out leveraged and he's running and chasing him, hoping that he can make a tackle. And if he doesn't make a tackle, well, we're in big trouble, right? We don't want to make it easy on the quarterback. If they want to throw this hitch all the way from over there from the field, I can drive on it and make a play on it. And if I don't, well, I'll be in position to make a tackle. So those are responsibilities for the corner. All right, let's get rid of these routes. Now we want to step into the shoes of the Sam, okay? So we'll get rid of him now, right? So here we are, we're the Sam linebacker. We're splitting the difference between the tackle and number 2. And our read here is from 2 to 3. We want to make sure that we are funneling number 2 to the outside. And the reason for that is we said that we want the corner to be funneling number 1 inside. We want to stack these 2 receivers on top of each other so it makes it easier for the safety. We want the safety's job to be very easy. We want him to be able to not get out leveraged, not get pushed to the outside, right? We said that it's a middle of the field open coverage. We don't want him to have to fight over number 1, and we don't want him to have to worry too much about number 2 going up the chute, right? So we want to force him to the outside. We want to read from 2 to 3. If he comes here, we're going to reroute him, right? We're going to reroute him. We're going to push him. But if 3 comes out, now we got to go with 3, right? We don't want to get out leveraged by 3, because if 2 runs what's called a wheel where he goes out and up, well, the corner now the corner's going to run with him. He's going to turn his back and run, right? Because, right, what did we say? He's reading from 1 to 2. He's not thinking about 3. So if 3 comes out, now we got to go with 3, right? And you always got to think about it. If something's going in, something's coming out, right? That's usually how route concepts work. Okay? So that is the responsibility of the Sam. Now we'll step into the shoes of the safety. Okay? All right, let's get this here. Get rid of him. Okay? So anyone that's been on my TikTok knows, right, that, you know, some coaches, I was talking about this, some they say, we want you to be 2 by 12, right? That's about my alignment right now. Some coaches have other alignments. They have different things that they want you to do. I always say, you want to be in a position where you can get to that number 1 receiver if he's going to release vertical. You've got to know his speed and you got to know your speed. If you think he's faster than you, then I don't want you to be 2 by 12. I want you to get a little bit wider, right? I want you to get a little bit wider so you feel comfortable that you can get over the top. Now, the challenge is it creates a big hole in the middle of the field, but for this defense, you can't defend everything, right? And we do not want to give them that down the sideline throw, okay? So, as the safety, we're reading from 2 to 1, 2 to 1. And like we said, we want to understand the defense and know that sometimes they're going to try to attack us with that smash concept, okay? Now, another smash concept that you'll see, right? So I'll bring safety back and we'll get back up here and we can look at this. You're going to see this one, and we call this one an inverted smash concept. And the way that it looks is it looks like this, okay? what they do, and this is why it's really important for that corner to not put himself in a position where he's just driving on number 2, right? Because what they're gonna do is they're gonna do this. See if I can get myself positioned here. What they're gonna do is they're gonna do this. This guy is gonna go here and go like that, right? He's gonna run the corner from the number 1 spot, and then this guy is gonna run the out, right? So what they're trying to do when they do that, right? What they're trying to do when they do that one, actually let's expand this a little bit. What they're trying to do when they do that one is they're trying to fool the corner and get the corner to go, oh, I got to drive on this out route. I got to drive on this out here. And it leaves the safety out leveraged and he can't get on top of it, right? So we got to know what concepts we're going to get in any coverage that we're running, okay? So let's get rid of these. All right. Now, the last position we're going to go over, because we said that the rush was going off the edge. The Will is going to be doing the same thing as the Sam. It's just he's going to be doing it from what we call a 30 technique, right? So he's in a 30, right? He's lined up in B gap, and you know, he's going to push himself out and have the exact same responsibilities. Like we said before, it's a mirrored defense. What's going on that side is going on this side. So the last position is the Mike linebacker, right? And the Mike linebacker, much like the corners, might be one of the most important positions on the field because, as I keep saying, it is a middle of the field open coverage, right? So his responsibility is to defend the middle of the field. And his read is gonna go from 3 to 2, right? 3 to 2. And like we said before, if we get that 2-3 push where 3 goes out, 2 comes in, well, now 2 becomes 3 and 3 becomes 2, right? We talked about it. Sam is gonna pick him up. Well, now we're gonna pick him up. So he's gonna be here getting his run pass read. And unlike with the safeties, we always tell the safeties that we want them to keep their hips and shoulders square to the line of scrimmage in cover 2. He's gonna open up, right? He's gonna have vision of 3 with peripheral vision of 2, right? So he is gonna take our eyes here if they're gonna do the 2-3 push. And whoever ends up being the guy that threatens the middle of the field, we're gonna run down the field with him, okay? We are the post read or whole match defender in this defense, okay? It's a very important spot because it's a middle of the field open coverage, okay? So now that we understand that, some teams run what's called a Tampa 2. And what they'll do is they'll just make it more of like a cover 3 concept. And we'll talk about cover 3 at some point. But this Mike linebacker is just gonna end up being a middle third defender. And he's gonna defend that third of the field, right? So that is pretty much it for the cover 2 defense. Those are all of our positions. We understand our alignments and our assignments and what we're gonna be doing to be able to defend each spot. So if you have a concept that you want me to break down, if there's something that you want me to talk about in VR, I want you to leave a comment, right? Let me know how you liked this video. Let me know what different things we can do and we can learn and grow together. And that's pretty much it for this one. So as always, it's Coach Williams, Ballhawks, we fly. I'm out. Peace.